you never make any money if you can't create relationships with people. If you can't create or sustain relationships with people, bro, you're screwed because life is about people. We're literally like 7 billion people on this planet, and in order to grow, this is like a personal lesson. I'm going to tell you guys a story in a second, but um, in the past 7 months, like I've learned a lot in terms of relationships, whether that's with clients, with employees, with people basically, because life is about relationships. Now let me tell you a story. I had 2 months ago, I had a client come to me. These are clients that were already getting like crazy results for, and they came to us and they asked us if we knew how to, create a UI design for a software. And this was for a creator that we were going to be launching. Very, very big creator, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. So, what happened was that I hadn't created a Figma design before. I don't really know how to use Figma. Even up to this point, again, like the most thing I can do in Figma is like creating a background or creating a gradient in Figma. So just being completely transparent there. I usually just build directly in Webflow or anything I'm building, or I just have my team handle it, right? So they came to us and they asked if we know anyone who can build this stuff in Figma. And I thought about it like for like 10 minutes, and I asked again. I was like, yeah, we'll do it, because it's basically design. It's not anything out of this world. It's not alien, right? I understand that Figma is a tool, even though I've not used it, but I can find someone to do it, right? So what happened was I said yes. I took the money. This was a huge amount of money, multiple four-figure deal. So what happened was I found someone. I went on Twitter. I have a pretty big following on Twitter. And what happened was I put out a post, hey, I'm looking for a Figma designer who can get this done in like 3 days. And this was like an intensive project. They had to pay almost double the price to get this done in 7 days, right? And because speed is everything in business, you have to, if people can see you're fast, you're going to make money, right? Even if your stuff is not like the highest quality stuff, but if you can deliver to people fast, they're going to sing your praises. End of story. Now what happened was that after I found the person to do this guy charged me, almost 4 figures in euros. I was willing to pay 4 figures in the euros to the guy. I don't want to mention specific numbers, but after I made the first deposit to the guy, I told him, okay, let's get started. So this guy got started to say, yes, we're going to do this. This is like one of the dudes on Twitter who's always like, I wouldn't say he's like very consistent or nothing, but a lot of people actually don't understand business. They don't understand business is about relationships, and you have to be able to take the struggle and you have to be able to take the heat and not complain about it, right? Because it's always going to be there. It's going to come frequently. I have situations where in my business I don't really understand. That's like a new situation. I have to figure out a way to solve this. It's always going to come up, and that's how you grow as an individual. So what happened was that guy started 2 days in, going well, everything was looking smooth. The design, the clients liked it, even though they had like some tweaks that they wanted to make. So 3 days into the project, I messaged the guy and asked him what was the update on the project, and this guy told me he won't be able to complete the project. I was like, fuck. So it was a crazy moment for me. I had to, like, I was literally taking a nap, and I woke up, I saw the message, and I was like, the fuck. So what happened was that immediately I just got into active mode immediately, and I got up from the bed, took my phone, started looking for ways. I put out a post again on Twitter. I'm looking for a Figma designer who can get this stuff done in 3 days, because at this point we've already exhausted 3 days and we have like 4 days left. And if I was to deliver this project, this is going to stamp me for those clients. Like, it's going to make me the go-to guy, if you understand what I'm saying. So I was like, nah, it's not going to destroy my reputation. It's not going to make me seem like I'm not a serious business person, right? So I started looking for somebody quick. I was already looking up videos on YouTube on how to create this stuff for myself, just in case I couldn't find someone. And immediately I remembered someone who I had built a relationship with. Now back to the point of relationships, right? And this guy, I basically helped him. He's building a startup, has like a couple big investors there, and I helped this guy, build a landing page for one of the creators that he was about to launch for free, absolutely free. Did all the changes, all the testing, everything free. Helped him optimize the copy, very very good design until we launched this creator all for free, right? And it's not like we're going to continue doing it for free anyways, but like he actually became a really good friend of mine. And immediately I knew this guy is building a startup, which means by extension he should know designers, because designers are basically going to create the design for us before they go ahead and implement the software and whatever, no code tool, or whether that be a code tool. So immediately I called him, I hit him up, because there's this concept of stacking favors. You have to always keep people kind of indebted to you. It's not in a manipulative way, but in a way that if you need something, right, they can possibly help you because they feel indebted to you. And in order to make someone feel indebted to you, basically have to do stuff for them. I have people who I feel indebted to because they've done so much for me, and I don't feel like I can repay them. So for example, let's say my parents, right? They've done so much for me, I don't feel like I can ever repay them regardless of what I do. So in business, you have to look for people, especially people in strategic positions that you can use to get what you want. You can build up relationships with them, help them do stuff that they're going to feel indebted to you for, and when you need something, they're going to be there to help you. So immediately I called this guy. I told him, yo, I had this issue. My designer just left the project halfway done. This guy was not like halfway done is an exaggeration. This guy literally did almost. He did a good amount of stuff, but it was nowhere near half. Let's just say like 1/6 or 1/10 of what the actual project is supposed to be. So immediately he told me, "No worries, bro. We're going to get this sorted, right?" And if you're watching this video, you know who you are, and I really appreciate what you did, bro. So he connected me with one of his designers immediately, and it turns out to be that this designer was actually somebody from my country, Nigeria. And I know Nigerians are very, very hardworking. So immediately when he put me in touch with the designer, I sent it to the designer immediately. We started the project, paid him, boom, 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 boom. I told him I was going to pay him extra if we could get this done in the next 2 days. And we started just a day into building the project. The guy has already done like most of the stuff. And I knew at that point, yes, we have this, like the situation is under control. Right, and I started sending feedback. The client was also asking me for feedback. I started sending him feedback. I said, we're working on this right now. They were very happy with it. They gave thumbs up, everything. And at the end of the day, we rounded up the project at that 7-day mark. And I think at the 7th or 8th day, but like at the 7th day, we were like done with most of the stuff, and we sent them. We were just waiting for them to send us feedback so that we can implement it. So it took around 8 or 9 days total. So the lesson here is that and after the project was delivered, they were extremely happy. Like they were over the moon, with what we delivered, because this was key to the launch for the creator. So they were like, yo, we're going to give you as much testimonials as you want. We're going to keep bringing you more work, and stuff like that. And this taught me a very important lesson, and is that most people in business can't handle the pressure, and probably why the guy dumped the project was due to pressure. I don't think he could have delivered in 7 days or less. So he gave me the excuse. He told me that something came up in his relationship, family life, whatever. And I don't know if it's true, I don't know if it's false, but what it taught me is that you have to be able to handle the fire as a business owner. If you don't expect things, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. You have to expect sometimes, actually a lot of times, where you don't understand what's going on, you don't know what to do, but that's how you force yourself to grow. And by forcing yourself to grow, you're embracing change, and once you embrace that pain, it's going to force you to level up. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Always make sure you're stacking favors, you're building relationships, because it's going to come back around to you in the nearest future. So with that being said, guys, and even in business, if someone does not have, let's say you charge $2,500 for a product, or like $5,000, and the person does not have, $5,000, but they have like, let's say $3,000 or $4,000. If you feel like you guys could establish a good relationship, and by the way, $3,000, $2,000 is still a lot. It's still a lot of money, right? So it's not like you're making zero. If you feel like you guys are going to have a good relationship to where he can bring more work to you and bring more people to you, you can create that relationship and take less money up front, because at the end of the day, even when you're running ads, you spend money to make more money, right? You spend money to acquire these clients. So to just think of it as spending money to acquire these clients, because you've created a buyer, and you're not just creating like a $10 buyer, you're creating like a high ticket buyer, someone who's buying like $1,000, $2,000. That's what you're creating, and someone who buys is going to buy again. You don't want people who want free shit, right? You can choose to do free shit when you're starting out, send to people. That's a good form of outreach. I personally did it, and I still do to this day. But just make sure you're establishing those relationships, because it's going to open a lot of doors for you. So that's what I have for this video. If you got any value out of this, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you want to build funnels or landing pages for your info products or any kind of product at all, we work with coaches, consultants, course creators. Click the link below, schedule a call with my team, and we're going to see how we can help you. And with that being said, my name is Brilliance, and I'll see you guys in the next one.